Let's see. How are we sounding? A little bit reverby, but that's okay. Alrighty then. Hello, hello. Been a while. I had a very busy last week. So now we are back to it. So we're going to be continuing our land called Streamlands. We are going to be prepping a beverage. And I got my chat windows all set. Let me quickly just check some stuff here. Oh, have I? Oh, that's Homeland. That's not Streamland Beta. Streamland Beta. Load. This is more like it. So I need to drag this across to here. So I got my window up. Move my chat across to here. Do this. Event feed, you got to move across as well. And lovely. So this is how far we got last time. So we are, let's see, we are automated on some things. So we had this going. What do we need to be working on? We need to be working on the space elevator. So let's add it to our list of things to be producing. So wire is being produced at a constant. So this here is splitting. You know what? We could have this here. Because we don't need that many cables, theoretically we could have stuff go across into here. Now, we'll keep one of them producing cables for the meantime. We need the iron plates all taken care of. Iron rods, lovely stuff. Concrete is needed, so we may as well go and gather a crap ton of that. So we might. So let's keep on trucking. We're headed over this way, and we're looking for our concrete. So, how many have you got produced? 184. Lovely. Organization, we're going to build a storage container that this is going to then feed into. So that will feed out from here into here. You'll produce all of that there, and you can now have it constantly pumping out into there. So we don't need to worry too much about that. Iron rods are going to be our thing, and wires are also going to need more production. So what to do? Well, first things first, we need to check here. Do we have, yeah, hard drives deconstructing at the minute, or deciphering rather. So this is going to keep producing iron plates. That's going to keep producing screws. And this here will be 20 plus 15 plus this here is... Okay, so yeah, this is going to be low to produce. This here we should have... Should we keep the iron rods? You know what? We're going to swap this here out for... You're going to produce iron rods. You are also going to move to produce iron rods. We'll deal with the rest of this in just a minute. Those will be in charge of doing their thing. So this here we've got going. Let's set this up. So while I'm pouring myself my beverage, then at that point, this should also let us get a good amount of copper ingots. And I'm just noticing that you can't actually hear the sound of the pouring, which is refreshing. What I am going to do, however, is open the window to this room, just because it's extremely warm. Starting to get that lovely summer weather, where the air is nice and still. But the downside of that there is the air is not circulating. So let's smelt all of these copper ingots. They'll do their things. And then after that, we can get a lot of wire. So we can produce a crap ton of this. And we've got plenty of biomass and solid biofuel we can do. We could do some fabric or something. But we don't really need to too much. Tasty. So, right, this here, copper ore. This will be us nice and ready. So now we can produce a crap ton of wire. Let's we'll go until we've got 200 copper bars left. So once this gets down to 57, then at that point we can go ahead and produce it. So come on then, buddy. Right. We can sort just to organize all of this. Up to here, we got another 120 or another 100 and something. So this here, we could just have go to here direct. So yes, it's going to make the belts look really weird and ugly, but you know what? Screw it. Why not? It's going to increase the rate at which we have those things being produced. So let's go over this way. The thing I really want to get done is getting access to coal power plants. Because once I get coal power plants online, it's going to mean we have an automated power production. This here, okay, we've got a little bit of that there. Slowing down. So this has filled up, I guess. So let's do another. Okay, right. I've got enough that I can make 34 myself, which is going to be hopefully enough. So let's do this here. Yeah, so that's going to be enough concrete sorted. Let's check what our power is going to be like. So over this here way, boing and bounce and all of this crap. Right, okay, constructor. Oh, great. Oh, okay, thank God. Made it into there. So here we have, they're going to produce 60 a minute, I think. We can go ahead and produce some concrete. This will max us out on this here. Our iron rods are going to take us around about, so let's see, we got 45 per minute. That's going to take 6 minutes. Well, no, it's 5 minutes since it started, so let's see just what we're looking at here. We are basically sorted. Roger Dodger. Okay, so you are going to swap over and you're back on iron plate duty. You are on iron rods. Let's swap you over to cast screws and have you be like this. So this here, you're doing biofuel. That's fine. Okay, so the cast screw thing we'll have going like that. I'm guessing in order to prioritize, it has to be like a splitter screw or like a programmable splitter or something before it does the thing. So right, wire is our big thing now. So I guess what we may as well do, let's check. We got 1 minute to go, so we're going to continue crafting wire until we no longer need to. Once that their hard drive is decrypted, then yay, happy days. Alright, you should have the badum from at any moment now. Oh, power grid blue. how come this is maxed out? So this has a max consumption of that. What are you? Okay. Right, that's a problem. That's why. So in here, we've got the hard drive scan. Let's go for iron wire. And we're going to swap you to iron wire. We're then going to have, you know what, you can keep doing your thing. It'll be fine. Let's produce some solid biofuel. And this will be what we load into that other reactor. Another batch. We can actually make 2 batches of this as well, so might as well load more in. And 1 more group. So I think it consumes, what, 4 per minute? So this should be 10 minutes of power, theoretically. 4 per minute, 11 minutes of fuel. Right. So this will be 22.5 per minute. This will keep loading its thing. Let's go into here. We got 104 of this, and those are all doing their little bits. So we may as well start the next one decrypting. And let's go for wires. Set up all of this stuff. Now, let's see, what do we need some assembler recipes. Assembler recipes are going to be very important, I think. So this here, we'll just use up all this copper just to make the rest of the wire. And then after that, we'll swap it so that we have all of our plates, etc. But our concrete is looking good. Trying to think where is accessible coal fuel, or like coal power plant. And it's probably going to be back down towards the far end. Like down by the beach where you can acquire the silica, etc. That's probably going to be our place for it. So let's see, more wire. This will be it maxed out, and then at that point, hopefully, we'll have enough soon. So part assembly, we should... No, we'll not do that just yet. The screws bit is going to be nice and easy to do. But the downside is we don't have enough of the other stuff yet. This here, okay, so we need about 100 of those. So there's 30, 30 plus over here. Got this, and here we've got more wire. So this here, once it's finished, we'll switch it back. So 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And now we'll fill it with that. So these here wires, get those, take this. Oh, still got a few wires coming in. Nice. And there we're sorted there. Grab these, and if I dismantle this, now I should be able to have you connect into here. And this will be fine. So over here we got this, grab that. That's 2. And lovely. Now, we can build a space elevator. And we're going to construct it in a nice little area here. So all the stuff is flying out towards it. Hear all the resources flying out of my inventory to it. So, space elevator. We need 50 smart platings. That will be alright by me. So, first things first, all of this stuff is mine. We'll take all of the cabling as well. Let's see just how far we can get with this construction. So that's that loaded, that loaded, that loaded, and that. So, iron plates are needed. Iron rods are also needed. Screws are not necessarily needed as much right now.
Project assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which
So this here will do its little thing.
such as smart plating.
We'll go ahead and take all of this.
Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct.
And down we go into here.
It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history.
Let's see. Where can I get some... all these things here. So, yeah. We'll do a little bit of wood cutting, because it sounds like we still got some fuel. Okay, never mind. As soon as I clicked the button, it ran out of fuel. Which is very unfortunate. Cute little bird. So it'll continue doing all its things here. Let's get some biomass. Turn that into some solid biofuel. And use this to get even more wood. It's going to work for us. Wait till you see. Because we can use this, go over here, chop down a bunch of trees, and get a whole pile of resources back. There we go. Trees coming down. Oomph. Lovely. Same thing here. This as well. So we got 57 wood. There's another 14. Ooh, this is going to be a very plentiful cut down. Alright, that's another 24. So, that's 100 wood, which is more than enough. We can start have it producing a whole pile of biofuel. So we might even be able to set up a secondary little, what do you call it? We could probably overhaul a lot of this, in fact. So in here, let's get some biofuel going. Let's see, we could set up another reactor thing. This will consume a whole pile of stuff. Maybe that's what we do here. We'll have this output a whole pile of crap. And you'll have all of this over here. We're going to load in the other 94. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to split it 100 and then 13. Then we go here. Ta-da! Consuming all 59 megawatts. Lovely. So this is doing its bit. What do we got here? How much? Load this, load these. So, we need more of each of these. We may as well take some of the smelted stuff from here and use it to make some of what we need. So, we'll make 48 of these. And then we'll spend the rest on, well, no, we'll make 50 of these. Spend the rest of this on iron plates. Boom, load those, load this. And finally, over here, we can set you to alternate screws. Let's lift these out. So, time to go load this. Right, part assembly is now complete.
The assembler can produce more complex
Hard
parts,
drives
including
ready
project
in
parts
10
and
minutes.
plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly.
So, the assembler is going to be our next one. Power, let's lift this off. Instead, foundations. Let's look at the concrete foundations. So, if I build a 10 by 10, I can do a little bit more with it.
Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Well, thank you. I'm very good at those. So, this here, we got 188. I should be able to build a 5 by 5 is not going to... Well, 5 by 5 will work, but won't be enough for what I would like. So let's zip and have you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up here we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. This here we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So, right, there we go. Is that bit done? Let's get this out of the way. And we'll do the same with this. Got us some wood from that. So, power. We need more power production. May as well load up on these. And right. Power biomass burners. Let's build 3 of these. One, two, three. Now, each of these will feed into one of these little things here. So these will all feed into this. This will then feed into a constructor that goes in here. That constructor will be used for producing biofuel. Let's do a splitter. And the splitter goes here. So you into there, you would go into there. All of this will work out. Wait till you see. It's gonna be great. You go into here, and you go into here. You will then feed a constructor. And this constructor is going to be part of our power one. So this will have this going into here. But on the other side of you, I want one here, and I want one here. And both of these are going to merge via this to go into here. So this Okay, unfortunate, but we can bridge everything using this. So, right. Okay, that's a problem. So this that connects that to that goes into there. All of this is running over here. What am I missing? Oh, this here needs to connect into this. And that should be us ready to go now. So let's split that. And then, in the meantime, we could have this ready to go. So you in here are going to be solid biofuel. And you're going to have an output of this. So you connect in like this. You run to here. You run to here. And then you somehow aren't going to run to there just yet. Let's get this and have it do its thing. So you here. You will be biomass for leaves. You will be biomass for wood. So you do your thing and you do your thing. You then feed into this. And let's see, you're a bit busy. So, those connect to that. This here can connect to this, and then connect to this. So we can actually have everything feed properly. Alrighty. I stream at really weird times. Not entirely. It's 9 p.m. UK time. That's a pretty normal time. You know, pretty reasonable for that there. This is going to produce 60 per minute, and these are going to consume 4 per minute. So I am going to have a nice little healthy power supply for quite a while. And in the meantime, I can have all of this here break apart. So let's deconstruct this. But how are you, Hakanab? Are you well? Because you're looking well. We're going to actually, let's save 9 for ourselves. But then the other 100 will go into here. It's 2227 here. Well, that is very unfortunate, but you know, there's ways you could watch, I'm sure. You could completely mess up your sleep pattern, for an example. That'd be a way to do it. Let's split this into 32, 30, and 30. So you will be another 30 in here, 32, and then 30. This will do all of its things. You're by task. If I forgot the line, you would have been very disappointed. Well, you know, maybe it would have been a bug in the code. It's entirely possible. Sometimes codes have bugs. I don't know what the bug was in your code. I did notice that I think it was the word shrapnel was, but then at the same time I was just like, well, you know, like English probably isn't his first language, so at that point it's kind of understandable why the word shrapnel would have a slight misprint in the word. Shrapnel has just the one L at the end of it. Assembler, we can build this here and set this up to produce smart plating. So smart plating is going to require 50 of these, and then I need 50 rotors. So let's produce rotors, shall we? 5 iron rods and 50 screws. Okay, so I need another 35. So 35 times 25 is going to be, let's see, 125 times 7, 875 screws in total. Yeesh. But it's only going to require 35 times 575 iron rods. So that's something at least we can work on. Let's get this going at its thing. And then it's going to be 25 minutes while this works on its own thing. So let's split this into 100 just for the nice little figure of it. And then we've got these here. So this now will have to connect into, oh, nope. You will connect into here. And we are now operational for that. So our max consumption is 78. Let's go ahead and grab this here. L wasn't even the bug. Bug was just almost all the abilities had the action point cost double general when it should have just been general. Oh. I wasn't sure because I was looking at variables without like the variable definer or anything like that there. Whatever you call it. You know, like it's not technically a class header, but that's what I would call it if I was working on like my data stuff. Bolted iron plate or bolted frame. Let's do the bolted frame. No, rescan. Copper rotor. There we go. This is actually possibly a little bit better for us. So this here, we've got producing these. And then we could have it produce more of the other stuff. So we are going to be okay in the end. These biofuel things are doing very nicely. We could get some additional copper stuff going. Because this is producing a lot of... Okay, right. You are not connected to anything, which is probably why everything is borked at the minute. So, we'll connect this to here. You won't connect to that. You, instead, are going to connect to this. And you will connect to this. So, it's very ugly, our little system, but come up with way too many variables that you can modify your abilities, and you might still need more. I'm presuming you're using classes for all of your sort of stuff. Whenever you're coding. This is me sounding as if I know anything about like programming. I don't. I just remember like classes allow you to encapsulate things within an object. And that's as close as I can get to sounding like I know programming. I know SQL. And the reason I know SQL is because I learned it at uni and I am using it as part of my job nowadays. So right, this will be 25. So let's see. We'll wait for this to construct one more and then we're going to pause it. Because we should have a look at the copper sheet stuff. So you select recipe, copper rotor. So we're going to need 416 screws loaded in. 416, 84. So that's going to be that. Then we need copper sheets. Ability is class. That ability class has many variables, damage, cooldown, radius for explosive, etc. Yeah, I get that. Of course I get that. You know, I'm very good at technology. Totally. So this produces 60 per minute. We should have this also pump out into another smelter, which will pump here. So you, merger, nope, you're going to be a splitter, and then you will feed round into here. You are going to connect to here, and this is then going to connect into this. So you, copper ingots, and you will produce all of those. then we'll have you feed into a constructor here. And your whole thing is going to be copper sheet. So you into this. Love that angle. That crazy, crazy angle. So that is connected in fine. There we go. Theoretically, this should not break our power. Our max consumption is 90, but we're not even using the full 90, which I like. Let's go get more concrete, because we may as well. So over this here way, let's bounce, jump, shimmy, and slide. Whoop, over to here. Grab the concrete. Now, all of these iron ore bits would be lovely, but we can't get all of them just yet. So, over to here. We got a lot of this stuff, which is nice. So you need many different abilities and UI to use them. Ooh, lovely. So we got enough that we can make 3 batches, which is going to take less than a minute. So we'll get this going, and then once we have our 50 rotors and our 50 reinforced platings, we can actually switch it up. And that's going to allow us to actually, you know what? 9. Let's get our other one here. Jump across here. So, are you thinking sci-fi? Are you thinking modern military inspired? What are you thinking for it? Like, what is your vision, your goal for this? Talk me through it. Like, you're going to be... Humanity has faced extinction. Now we're trying to be just like XCOM 2, where we're a bit like a resistance, fighting against this horrible alien invasion that's full of assholes. Hi, my love.
Hello. You want the shoe seats kept
Oh.
or can I recycle them?
Did you enter the thing to win the £300? You can still enter it. I'm gonna hang on to mine and enter it to win the 300. Hopefully.
Where are there 2?
I don't know. Okay. I'll enter it, and then if we win, then at that point I'll buy you lots of shoes. Please, for the love of God, don't fart as you're walking out of the room. I thought you were leaning down to try and fart. That's the other half. Sometimes she, like, farts into my office just for the laugh. It is quite amusing, won't lie, but, like, yeah. So this here, right. This will give us another batch 2. So, we need, like, how many? 5 times 30? 30 copper sheets before it's done. This here, right, so you're gonna consume that. You'll produce this 30 per minute, 30 per minute. Down we go, and let's see. So, something between sci-fi and modern military. Well, as I say, you know, there are a variety of different kinds of voices you can have in a game. Even if you wanted, like, kind of, you know, like orc. Said, Kiwaniwanga. You know, all kinds of different character voices that you can include in stuff. Player plays sharks and the baddies are dolphins. That sounds actually quite adorable. That sounds more adorable than I expected. I don't think I can do like a clicky dolphin noise is the only thing though. Probably not capable of doing that. One more. Come on, you bugger. This will be us at the ready. So let's head down here, do this thing. So once this is constructed, we should consider actually maybe making a second assembler. Ah, damn it, you need routers for it though. You know what? Just to cut down on the time it'll take, we should make another assembler. So you into here. You are going to connect, let's see. Which one? Right, you that connected to there. Nope, you're no longer connecting. You're going to go to here. And then both of these will do their thing. So max is 120. I want you producing routers. So let's see. If we give you 100. 100, enter, split. Is here. Let's load you with this. You, on the other hand, we're going to load with 25. Oomph. And you will be 25, and you will be 25 and 4. So that's going to have this going. It'll produce smart plating. This here. Whoopsie daisies. Right, hang on. Let's swap you for router things. Let's get more of these. So we need 6 of these going in and 42 screws. So you... Oh, wait, 52? This won't be enough for 2 batches, so it'll be fine. Let's have this do its thing, and then at that point, we'll just swap this over so that it becomes smart plating. And these will be fine. So, phase 1, we got going. It'll be fine. So, that's that taken care of. Now, you are on smart plating now. 25 and 25. These here will be, so, 12.5 minutes before it is done. Which gives us a little bit of time to go and do some scouting. So our map, we've seen all of that way and all. Let's have a look over here because we may as well get Logistics Mark II. So Logistics Mark II, select milestone. 50 of those loaded in, nice. Get these. We might be able to get it. And if we can, let's take all of this, jump across to here. Is it enough? No, it's not. We are still short of iron rods. Oh well. Let's let it do its thing while we go and mark out some points of interest for ourselves. So the coal-fired power plant is going to be up that way. We're going to set it up along the shore. Or do we set it up there? Maybe we set it up there. It'll give us a chance to get pale berries for research. So yeah, let's do that. As well as that, we should set up biomass burner, logistics, no, organization, storage container, production, miner. So we need all of this at the ready. Coal power plants, yay pollution. The whole game is about pollute, pollute, pollute. You know, that's how we do. Do some work, get swole. Oh, fuck. You know what? Over the past 2 days, I've walked 20 miles. You know that, right? I was doing an 8 mile walk for charity yesterday, except then after that, had a bit more to walk before. So, right, headphones are coming off just because they're getting in my way. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see if I can do another 5 on each arm. Doesn't give bigger arms. True. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left arm time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Barely managed it, but you know what? I managed it anyway. And I think you'll find I got some good exercise from having to like lift my guitars, for example. And I'm going to be getting exercise trying to assemble a roller blind thing for a green screen. That's going to be exercise, for example. So this here, right. Let's do this. We're also going to make sure we've got a crafting bench we can set up near it. So, good. Mycelia. Okay, you know what? Yeah, solid biofuel. We can make another 80 of this. So that'll be 20 minutes. Times 30. That'll give us 600 SAM in all. So let's get it done. Let's go and construct that. This here, come on. Now that you've made me work, you're just gonna fuck off. Wow. Just wow. Thank you for actually making me do the work, though. It is appreciated. Hopefully, you have yourself a good night and have yourself a good day at work tomorrow as well. There we go. Lovely. So, we are going to start making our way up towards there. We could also go and grab some Caterium while we're up this direction. And in here, have we collected this one? We have. You, come on. There we go. Ooh. Right. There we go. Few hog remains there. Lovely. Got to work out more again yourself. That can wait till tomorrow. You should get yourself... I found one thing which seemed very interesting. It's one of those adjustable resistance ones, but it's got like rep counter in it. But as well, you're able to use it for lots of different exercise types. So it's not quite a resistance band, but it is close. Hey! My goodness, thank you very much for the sub there, Carito. I don't know why it doubled up with everything there. But hello, Carito. Thank you very much for the sub. How is your day going? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. You ever find anyone to go giving that Aliens Dark Descent to? What the hell? Been better? Hey, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not good. I don't like that little bit. I would rather you were having yourself a wonderful day. But hopefully, because the day is at its end, that means that, whatever issue there is also going to be coming to a close. Passing moment, be fine before long. I get the feeling. Yeah, it's unfortunately one of those things that I think we all are all too aware of sometimes happening. Didn't find anyone to gift aliens to? You'll be able to find someone, I'm sure. Someone like Solaris's Discord or something. Or like Fox's. I need to actually start looking at what keys I am going to redeem on Steam versus what ones I'm going to actually go giving out to people. I did try playing a bit of Dark Descent earlier, and it was my first time happening where I lost the entire squad. Because I was a silly biscuit. I haven't been in Fox's stream in a while. Yeah, it's been like a week and a half or something. I would say Fox is the one I probably catch the most. Just because when I'm in the office, it's like, hey, alright. Time to put the headphones on, do a little bit of work. And then he just happens to be on at that time. Fox. And there's an Aussie called Major Foley I sometimes get to tune into. Or like gaming. Like, I can't remember. I think it's like Angry Asshole Gaming or something. And it's like, hey, fair enough. And then I go and listen to his stuff, and it's like, yep, you're not that angry. So why the Angry Asshole Gaming moniker? Okay, you need to stop with the whole trying to kill me thing. There we go. Lovely. So, that's us ready to go up the hill. Always on when you're at work and you have no time anymore. Yeah. At the minute, work's starting to get hectic on my end as well. One of the guys just got a job at another company coming up, so he's going to be leaving for that job. And when he does, then at that point, my job has basically been redefined. Oh my goodness gracious me, what the fudge? Okay, right. This is a problem. Okay, yep, still a problem. Right, okay. We survived. Miraculously, we survived. We managed to defeat all of the alien bastards who were trying to blow up my ride. They weren't actually trying to blow up my ride, that's just a reference to Duke Nukem 3D. And I don't know why it's a reference to Duke Nukem 3D. Nary a notion, to be honest with you. But one thing I do have a notion about is up here we should be able to find, yeah, we got that there, but more importantly, we can find something up here that will be nice and handy for research purposes. It is probably. Yeah, right enough, it was like the very first level of the LA Meltdown, I think he called it or something. That classic, alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride. Okay, right. So there was something talking there. Oh, you are going to connect to this. I want you connecting to down here. So organization, let's build the storage container. Let's have you placed here, and you're going to lead into this. So you don't have any power, but we're going to split this 22 minutes worth of power. And this will produce 30, so that's 660 SAM right there. Over here, we can go and collect ourselves some quartz, which is going to be dead handy for us. We also got a little bit of sulfur here, which is also going to be nice. So let's grab it. Sulfur, do your thing. And then I think we should build our coal power plant up here. I think this should be the thing. So we'll do that. Yeah. That's going to be our plan then. This here, we'll go and mine it, see what we can get. There's a good amount of quartz actually lying around this lake, as you can see. I mean, Duke Nukem was probably one of the earliest ones I started learning to do. I mean, Duke Nukem, he's not even that hard a voice to do. All you gotta do is pull it real far back. You know, alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride. Hey, look at me. I'm a now irrelevant video game character. It's just fun to do different character voices and all. Hey, ad break is going to start in 5 minutes. I really like the fact that I've got these bots set up to be able to read and talk to each other now. So, ooh, look at you being all grumpy grump. Get this here mined out. No ad break for you. Correctamundo. Correctamundo. Ooh, limestone. Handy for concrete. Okay, right. You are an asshole. I need you to stop with the whole trying to murder ball thing. There we go. Right. That's that mined out. Lovely. Let's go over this way. Have to press E to mine. Yeah, it's just for these kinds of outcroppings. For most of the stuff, you don't actually have to. Most of the stuff you can set up nodes for. This is just, you have your use key, so it's just like, hey, just use the use key. And that will get you what you need. To use the left clicking. Yeah, it's, I mean, I would say, like, if the sacrifice for this game is pressing E to mine something, I will happily do that, because this is just, in my opinion, this is better than Minecraft. Just because this is, like, one of the most enjoyable games. And I cannot wait until they have a console port for it as well. Because then at that point, I'm going to achievement hunt all over again. It's going to be fantastic. The other one I've been thoroughly enjoying lately is I've started learning how to play Factorio. And it is another game. It turns out I just really like games that are just math simulator. Which are just like, hey, so do you want to learn how to do maths? And I'm just like, shit, yeah, I do. So apparently I am just a very, very sad individual. But in like a happy way, you know? A way where it's just like, ooh, it's a ratio puzzle. I love it. Oh, this I also love. I'm gonna get so much biomass from this. Lovely. Lovely. Do all this clearing. So, There's one, two, and should be a third piece nearby here. Let's find out. Oh, also, we can totally just go up here. There is a rather wonderful thing about this if you're using the parachute, because the parachute will maintain your momentum, but it won't actually remove unless you're on like completely level ground. So you can actually use it to go up ramps and slopes and everything to an insane height long before you're meant to be able to get there. And it's fantastic for that exact reason. So like up here, I could get a whole crap ton of leaves, wood, all these nice things. I could clear this out. And I feel like there should be something else important up here, but I guess not. Let's just go ahead and do this. And now let's check. So down there we need to blow that up. That's going to keep doing its thing. Down here we have 1, 2, 3 pure sites, and we've got a lot of water there we can use to construct our coal-fired power plant. So let's start making our way downhill. You can see our space elevator over there, which is nice. Regardless of where you are, you can always tell where your base is, not just from the thing, but I'm pretty sure you can see the space elevator from anywhere that has an open sightline. Anything around here worth looking at? Well, we got this stuff over here, and then we should have Caterium somewhere down there. Is your base in space? Nope, you don't actually get up into space or anything. Your base is all going to be on land, but you can construct really high up, and it's like really nice snapping in it all, so you can make all kinds of multi-story factories. You can just customize it to look as cool as you want it to. So these guys are part of a problem, as you can see there. So he's going to do that. Oh boy. Nearly got murderized, but fortunately managed to survivalize it. Your health will replenish pretty rapidly up to 3 bars, but the downside is some of those things like the shotguns attacks basically are flat cannons that are probably going to try and kill you. It is kind of an aesthetic-y thing. So let's go ahead and eat a bunch of nuts. The nuts that you eat will replenish health. You can use all kinds of stuff. Your bases are as aesthetic as you want. You can have them look really ugly, or you can have them look really pretty and refined. You can have really well optimized systems, or you can make it look like absolute crap if you want. So this here requires 120 megawatts of power. That's a lot of power that's going to require. Do we have what we need to build this up? A lot of rotors, a lot of all that sort of stuff. So let's see. Power. I should be able to construct 4 of these biomass burners. Have you connect to here. You go to here. You're going to connect these two. You two connect into here. Let's set this up, rather. So let's see. That is going to burn 90 per minute. So that means it's burning 1.5 per second. That's a really quick rate of burn. So this is going to be just like that. And then at this point, we just dismantle all this stuff. So we got all those nice little resources there. And now we can piss away off back to our main base. Up here, we can see Caterium. We can also see there's like pyro slugs down there. You'll get to see what my completely unnormal base is like. Because at the minute it seems very much I'm not equipped to build a pretty base mode. Eventually, I will be equipped to build pretty bases because I'll be producing so much concrete that I won't have to worry about being able to do stuff. Hey, quiet savannah. Let me just go ahead and you can be banned. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You're gone. So up here we have nothing. Interesting. And let's go ahead and drop our chainsaw back into here. Now, this is our really, really ugly base at the minute. There's our space elevator, which we should have the stuff necessary to unlock tier 3 and 4 now. So let's see if we can't go ahead and do that. You can also see a purple pyro slug up there. Now, pyro slugs have a very fantastic thing about them. You can use a pyro slug to create pyro shells. What the heck? When did we run out of pyro? Oh, I bet I know what happened. Yep, that's unfortunate. All that time I was focused on was like, hey, I should probably build this. Completely spaced on this. So now we gotta go ahead and do this again. There we go. So that was not good for us. That was not good in the slightest. Because I was hoping we were going to come back to a completed thing, but of course I borked it. By not having our automated power system, or like not having our semi-automated power system feeding all of the stuff. So, personal storage box, what can we drop in here? We've got a hard drive we can go ahead and research. So yeah, let's scan the hard drive and see what we get from that. Should give us a couple of possible things. Down here we got, alright. Okay-ish amount of stuff. So this has 15 minutes worth of power. You know what we're going to do? We're actually going to have this construct even more. So you're going to load all the leaves into there. You're going to load all of this into here. And you are going to output as much biomass as you possibly can. So we can see here this producing all its biomass, and you'll produce all of yours. Let's have all of this going in. You're then going to be pumping out lots and lots of nice stuff. So this is going to output how much? How far are these from being... Okay, well, you know what? We're going to take this here, load 90 into here, and then we'll load the other 90 into here. This will set us up for all of that. You, on the other hand, we're going to load in another 100 there. And what all can we do now? We could go and grab... Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's make our way back up to where we came from, where we jumped down, and while we're up there, we are going to collect some of that SAM material, which is going to be very nice to us. We can produce lots with it, but more importantly, we can get access to something called the Dimensional Depot. And the Dimensional Depot uses things like that up there. That's called a Mercer Sphere. And that Mercer Sphere is really helpful for the fact that it no, we gotta wreck the hatchery here. Lovely. Let's try and get up to it. Okay, so you're fine. This is something used for the Dimensional Depot stuff. It will get us access to really, really powerful things, which will basically give us an expanded inventory. We can actually use it so that we could have anything being crafted constantly uploading to a master resource pile thing, I guess. So Pod's going to return in a couple of minutes. While it's flying back here, I can hear up here. It sounded like a shimmery kind of thing. It is a shimmery kind of thing. So there we go. Grab this. The more of them you collect, the more you hear weird sounds as well. Like there are voices that speak to you through the little things. So it's kind of like where most of the plot of this game comes from. Because you hear these little bits with like your AI talking to the voices and all, and it's telling you all about the planet and your whole thing on there. It's pretty nice. But the plot is also very much like plot in a Dark Souls game. It's there, it exists, but the plot is for the world. It's not necessarily your plot. You can be a part of it as much as you want, or you can disregard the entire thing. It's really up to each person how they want to play it. But up here, we should have a whole pile of stuff in this. So let's go and collect some of it. We're going to fly past these guys because they're grumpy. Looks like a head scratcher. It kind of is, but in a really fun way. You know, you do a little bit of surveying around, seeing what all is out there. But more important than all of that is you just collect whatever the heckaroonie you want. And you have a nice time doing it. You can find your hard drives and get all your different things. Played Vintage Story. I don't actually think I know that one. Doesn't feel familiar. At the very least. Right, so this guy here, big fella, is Grump. McGrumperton. Okay, so can I cheese you? I think I can. Looks like it. I definitely can. Lovely. So this requires 120 megawatts. We could actually build something to get that if we wanted right now. So that's more reinforced plates. Should we? Yeah, we may as well. Ah, damn it. We don't have the iron rods. Okay, no worries. Well, at that point then, we can go ahead and add a map marker. So, new map marker right here. We're going to call you 120 megawatts, and you're going to be hard disk drive. You are also going to be this select icon, and you're going to be large. You're also going to be near. So, there is our little marker set for it. So that at least we know what to come back to. But I'm trying to think of like basically how this is, like how to describe this sort of game. Really, you're just trying to make numbers go higher. Like if you want to beat the game, awesome. Enjoy beating the game. There is lots to go and do. But if you want to build a really pretty factory and have it all be automated, you can do that. At the minute, there's a lot of manual transportation. I'm having to run about and all. Soon, I'm going to be able to construct trains, for example. Trains are going to be something that are going to be really handy because they're going to allow me to automate resource collection. I could have something, for example, down here, which is collecting and loading into a train that I run along here. Maybe it drops off to a resource area here, or it picks up more resources from these deposits. Then it continues its way up, collects more from there, and goes to a central mega factory. Or maybe I have stuff be collected and refined at each individual point, and then ships to a mega factory. Or maybe I have everything constructing all its own stuff, and I just have those upload to a central, like, to a dimensional depot, for example. That's something that could be an option. So, you know, we'll see what we do. And I'm hoping this is going to be us ready for tier 3. There's also this, which I think is called the penguin head thing. And it has a bouncy spine. If you bounce into his back, you can hear the whine. It's a friendly little guy. There are a couple of things that aren't friendly little guys, but that's a friendly little guy. So, right, over this here way. Are you done? You're done. And you're done. Excellent. Now, we can complete phase 1. Let's get ready. Configure space elevator. Load that in. And now we seal. We can actually watch the whole process of it. So it has sealed up the central container. And now it's ready for dispatch.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer.
We can send.
Congratulations.
You can see it blowing up the ways.
Shipment is now ready for delivery.
Signals going up. And boom. There we go.
And the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of phase 1, the technologies of tiers 3
Up you
and
go.
4 will become
Come on.
available in the hub.
Boom.
Highlights are automated power.
That's launched up its
personnel
first section all the way up there. And
phase 2 of Project
it's
Assembly
constructed
is your
a little bit more.
objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to
So
the
it's
first
constructed the
elevator as
outer ring
previously.
of it,
Continue
or the
to
inner ring
explore,
probably,
automate, explore, and
for the
expand
docking
the
platform.
visit future.
It's unlocked new tiers that we can activate for our research,
Phase 1 of Project
one of
Assembly
which is going to be the most important thing possible:
The first step
coal
is saving the day.
power,
You have performed adequately
which
so
unlocks the coal power generator, water extractor, gives us access to fluids,
it is saving
and
Earth,
finds us
including kittens.
scannable resource
It
coal.
is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on phase 2 of Project Assembly.
I also just love the little bits of flavor text that it adds. So there we go. Coal power is ready. So,
Milestone reached.
foundations, we are going to have 100 of these. So we require 700 concrete. We are going to need fluid buffers. Logistics, we're going to require a lot of conveyor belts. So let's say 100. 100 of these. So that's going to require 100 reinforced iron plates. But for the meantime, we can use conveyor belt Mark 1 just to get stuff online. We're going to say you need 50. We're going to say you need 5. We're also going to say production water extractor, you need 5. And power, let's put 4 of these online. And we'll construct our automated, base stuff. You know what I mean. Hard drive's been scanned. So bolted frame is going to be more helpful, I imagine, than bolted iron plate. No, you know what? Bolted iron plate, we're going to need a lot more of those than we are of the other stuff. So alien technology, we can also research Sam at this point now. So there we go. New technology unlocked. This is going to be a whole pile of that. This will give us access to steel eventually. Nutrients, we can research these. Once we get access to steel, once we have steel beams in particular, Logistics Mark III is going to be the handiest because this can move 240 and it's really cheap to produce. So we'll be very keen on getting that. So, modular frame, let's go ahead and construct some of these. We can construct 2. Oh, it's just because of the number of rods. So, alright, let's go here and lift out some more of this. So this will do its thing. Now, reinforced iron plate would be lovely to have. Concrete is going to also be very necessary to have. And we're going to have some power infrastructure at some point because we're going to be running a lot of cables back and forth here. So this, we got... we can do 5 by 10. Okay, so we can do 5 by 10. That'll be something. We can still get some of it established. Okay, so cables, if we set those up, then at that point, all we really require more of is the reinforced iron plates. Let's dismantle this then. That'll give us access to a few. The goal of the game is a little bit like mini games. Play as little of it as possible. A little bit facetious, but your whole thing is you're trying to open up a wormhole so that you can basically fix Earth's resource problem, because Earth has a big problem with resources, or rather a distinct lack of it. And you are in charge of trying to resolve that. You are a fix-it engineer, and this planet needs to be exploited. So, exploit it. That's all it is. Set up your nice little factories, build them, make them as pretty as you want, just have a generally enjoyable time producing it. So this here, we got lots of these. We can have it producing more. This will give us another... So let's see, how many do we need? If we get 40... Yeah, if we have 40, that's 150 megawatts of power that we can have being, like, created all at once. So let's do that as our thing. So this here... Right, you're going to do your bit. That's going to produce another load of ones. Let's get these and this. At the start, it can seem a little bit tedious because you're just thinking it's just like, I just need to figure out how to do this here to automate all of my construction and not have to worry about much. But then the more you get into it, the more you're just like, okay, so what all do I need to do? I need to do this, for example. I need to set up power. Once the power is all set up, at that point, I need to establish my mining supply points, like this, iron ore. I have 6 iron ore nodes here, for example. These 6 iron ore nodes I could have being constructed and feeding into a central area here, which would smelt them into iron bars. I could then theoretically load them onto a train that carries them all the way up to there. And the great thing about trains is trains don't require fuel, they are powered by electricity. And they carry electricity across the rails. So you're in a very good position for everything there. Eventually you realize all higher forms of life are made of screws and you exist to help manufacture screws. Exactly. It very much is the paperclip problem, and you are in charge of the paperclips. Do we have... We got 51 of this. But how are you doing, Josette? Are you well? Because you're looking well. Hopefully you're having yourself a nice little week. Well, I suppose if you are in some places, you possibly had the bank holiday today. I booked the day off just because I was like, okay, why not? But I spent half of it just trying to work on different computey type things. So I was like, I possibly could have been more productive than I actually was today. Let's wait for this to complete its little bits. We've got our power down here that is now online. Lovely. And let's get this continuing to go. So, what we could do as well, once we get stuff set up, is we could set up a smelter that would produce screws and iron plates and continually feed them into this here assembler, which would mean we would have a constant supply of reinforced iron plates. And I think we will do something like that once we have set up our basic infrastructure up there. So we've got what we need for that production. We've got what we need for this. So we should be okay for loading that stuff in. As much as you joke about the never-ending need for screws, you do appreciate recipes that eliminate the need for screws. I do appreciate that to a degree, but the last playthrough I was doing, I set up an iron factory, and it was producing, I can't remember how many. I think it had like 3 pure nodes feeding in, and the 3 pure nodes were overclocked, and it was like summer sloped and all, so it was producing a few thousand screws per minute. Like, it was actually more than a few thousand. It was basically filling one of the industrial storage containers every minute. So at that point, that's what, 48 times 500. So that was 24,000 screws per minute it was producing. I was hoping you weren't going to do that, you fucker. Desert's a great place to make a factory. I do like the desert area for it. The only thing I don't like is the distance between it and here at the moment. Once we have access to like trains and everything, then oh yeah, it's going to be very important. We could also go down that way. No, we don't have the bomb necessary to go down that way. But I think that gets us to an area with a pure SAM node, which will be very helpful for us. So, right, let's try and make our way up. If we sort this, okay, that's consolidated a whole pile of resources together and given us a little bit more inventory space. So there is a power slug. Let's go ahead and collect it. Yeah, that's the thing I found. Like, I'm very keen this playthrough to get to the point where I can start using drone ports and all. Because I do know there is one of the recipes you can get that will make it where the drone batteries, you can be mass producing them and you can have it shipping all the stuff it needs between your different silos, which is going to be good. The desert does have good access to a whole pile of resources. I think there are a few glaring ones that it doesn't have that much of, like Caterium, for example. It's a little bit poor on that. And oil. I don't know many places that have oil in the desert as well. There's a couple of spots, but there's like not as much as you would like. Sulfur as well. I don't even know if there's a single patch of sulfur in the desert. Actually, there is one. There is one at the very northern tip, which you can kind of use for compacted coal, but it's much less abundant than you can find anywhere else. Which is a shame, of course. Uranium, I don't actually know. I think uranium is deliberately kept to the really tricky places. I can think of a couple of instances where I can pinpoint it and all, but it's very limited. So up this here way, let's keep on going. You produce this here. I think one of the things I would like to have as well is if I can get access to the summer sloops, etc. Summer sloops will make it much easier to do our milestones. Okay, so we got those little buggers there being an absolute bugger, as I called them. Right, over here, let's go for foundations. And we're going to build some stuff here. Oh. Okay, so this here, zoop. Ah, damn it. Foundation, zoop. And we'll have you go 10 out the way. You will do the same thing, go 10 out the way. And you're doing the same thing, 10 out the way. Do these here and get this all set. So this should be us ready. Now, we need a water extractor here, for example. And foundations, I'm going to try a little trick and see if I know it. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's one. And build that like that. So, can this work how I want it to? I'm hoping it can. Maybe we'll deconstruct some of these so that we have the concrete we need. And foundations, let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Go for another 3 here. Okay, that's not going to work. So it looks like we have to blow those up first. That's okay. Production. Water extractor. Yes. It's kind of working. So let's put it here, I think. If I lock that here. Yep, that's going to feed into here. So let's get you feeding in, and then we want a fluid buffer here.
Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
Now, this here, logistics, let's build a pipeline from here into here, and we're going to go horizontal to vertical just because I like how that looks. Now, next bit is going to be, let's build a couple of power plants.
Note, water does not flow up.
And
While water extractors provide some lift, to truly defy gravity, consider the use of pipeline pumps.
let's build this here, and one just beside it here. So, logistics.
Already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity. Adjusting pioneer.
Now, this is going to be a problem for us.
Coal-powered generators require coal.
So that's a junction there, pipeline into bugger. This might be a problem. Let's go pipeline from here into here. Let's see if we can junction it. We can. Lovely. And this here, pipeline from here into here. It's ugly, and it doesn't quite work how we want it to, but it'll do for now. So, production. We don't have a miner. Damn it. Let's do an equipment workshop here. And this will be one portable miner, please. you connect to here, and you connect to here, and then you connect to there. I want you connecting all the way up here because of how important it is we get the miner operating. So let's get up on top here. You connect to this. Now, you go like that. You are going to go like this. And then can we feed you into here? Looks like we can. Gosh darn it. A little bit of a sneeze there. Conveyor splitter now. Not going to work, is it? But do I have what I need for this? Can you feed to here? If I do that, all right. So, lovely. Hey, Nintendo, how are you going? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. How is the day treating you? We're going to have to go over here and steal some resources, so we are. I think there's an iron deposit over here. I think this one in the water might be... Nope, you're sulfur. But there is iron somewhere around the water's edge, which is going to be very helpful for us. So let's at least mine this out, just because why not? Good stuff. Is that one? It possibly is. I am doing very well too, thank you. Having a nice little chill day. Just... Yep, that is me out of my beverage, but that's okay. Yeah, legs are a bit tired, because yesterday I was doing an 8-mile walk thing, because my workplace sets up every year, they set up a team to do the relay part of the marathon for my city, but as well as that, they also set up a team to do like the 8-mile sponsored walk thing. And there's no way I'd be able to do the running portion of it, but I can do the walking portion. All right, let's get this here done. Let's get some iron ingots. We don't have enough space in the inventory. Yay. So this here, can it work? Here is a very, very good question. So you go to here. I might be able to feed this from the biomass generator over here. Yes. It extends as far as that. So let's get you to here. And you, my friend, are going to connect all the way up to our thing here. So you can be dismantled. You're going to feed this. You're going to feed this. And then you are going to connect up to this. So 30 for that there. You're going to do your little bit. Loading up on this, which is going to be nice. Because we'll have a constant supply. And we could actually just have it feed into a refinery. As I think of it. So right. You are going like that. So this is feeding water into here. You're slightly filling up. You use how much per minute? 45 per minute. Are you producing 120 per minute? Yep, you produce 120 per minute, so I have enough that it's feeding these two coal-fired generators. And it's producing coal. We have automated power set up now. I am very on board for this. So we'll have that feeding into one, and then let's do our logistics. No, organization. We're going to set up another little coal-fired power plant. Or not coal-fired power plant, rather. So let's do reanimated Sam, just to... Okay, crap. We need to figure out something for this. If I did Lithy, what could I do to get rid of some stuff here? Do I have alien things? No, I don't have alien remains. Let's drop a modular frame so that we can get rid of some of our reanimated Sam here. And as we're rid of it, then we can create more ingots, use those to make more plates, etc. And then we can have one of these that will produce iron. Or no, not iron. It'll load us up with coal. And that coal-fired power plant is going to be very helpful for us. So let's get all these plates on the go. So, let's see. A miner requires 10 of those. Bugger. So we can't have it feed just yet. Unless we just have it split so that storage container. We build one here. And we do like a logistics. Okay, that would require 4. We got this. You're doing that. And then let's see. Let's do a conveyor splitter. How much do we need? We need 3 for that. Or can we get away with it? Yes, we can. Lovely. So you use 15 per minute. You use 15 per minute. And then you'll feed into this. So yay! We have it producing all the stuff we need for a constant continuous power supply. We have what we need for it to keep connecting up to stuff. So you'll go down to here, which will be very nice. Can we have you feed to anywhere else? It must be hooked up to a connection. So let's see. Can I get this to hook into something like here? Surface is too uneven. Okay, right. I can connect it to there though. Then to there. Then from there to here. You'll connect to here. So you can now connect down this way. Lovely. Okay, so we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Wire's too long. Feed it to here. So I'm hoping, can connect up. I don't think we're going to be able to. We don't have enough concrete. Yeah, it's not going to happen this time, but it's going to get us most of the way. So you'll do that. Let's get you over here, connecting up to here. And then you will feed all the way up to some of these places. Once we get the concrete access, we're going to be sorted as well. You go to there. Lovely. And hello, my love. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. Are you going to bed?
No.
Just popping in to say that you're full?
No.
You want a spiced chai?
No.
Just popping in to be adorable?
Love you.
Love you more.
And I'm not farting.
You're not farting? Oh, well, thank you. She is adorable. Right, let's get some of things over here. So now we could actually set this up so that we have all 6 of these iron ore extractors that could then feed into a massive smelting plant. We could then have all this stuff here. Let's get this concrete, for example. Let's take all of this here, and we're going to use it to set up a nice little resource plant thing for us. Across here. Okay, so we got that. You are giving us this. Oop. Let's take these here. Right, you are going to feed out this way. And you make it to here. You can then make it further to... Can you make it just to that side? No, you can't. We'll have you go to there. Slide our way over this direction. And, oh, it's just too long. So there we go. Our base is now automated. And let's see, reinforced iron plates. So let's switch these here off. Oop. And let's see, edit to-do list. Let's go ahead and 0 this. So, lovely stuff there. Let's go ahead and set up 4 of these, no, 6 of these in total, because we need a lot more of that stuff. This, we've got nothing we can do there. This, we could actually research the reanimated SAM stuff. So let's do that, in fact. While we've got steel pipes in surplus, we may as well. So, over this way. Configure MAM, alien technology, research. And lovely. So this requires 11 reanimated SAM fluctuators. Okay, dokos.
To instruct reanimated SAM to perform specific tasks or give specific restrictions, such as matter to energy conversion. It can also
so this here, we can construct 5 of this.
Composition and state of a collection of matter in one location.
And let's get these steel pipes.
Constructing it in another location, which has incredible potential for smart storage.
More of this. And more of this. Dimensional Depot is now unlocked. Now, this will be our big thing, our computer one. Because this right here is needed. Summer will be handy to have eventually. Mycelia. We could do that there. Do we have fabric? We do not currently. So, right. We may as well deposit all of our food and such samples. We'll sort this here. Drop all this across. Go ahead and sort that and sort this into here. Do we have anything we can research that's going to benefit us right away? We need 3 samples of that and 1,000 cables, and then 5 and 500 steel beams. Yeesh. Okay, nothing on that side. Mycelia is going to be... This here is 25. No, not just yet. That there is a no. Pyroslugs is also a no. Quartz. Ooh, we do have the stuff for quartz. Let's go ahead with this. Research that. And blade runners are going to be very handy for us. So let's add that to our to-do list.
The industrial application of this mineral will
and grab this.
Specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
So there's our crystal oscillator opened up. Now, silica.
Silica recipe
I can make 135 of this. That's going to be very nice. We got the quartz crystals we could make for the refined stuff, but we're not going to worry too much about that. We will be able to make modular frames from all our stuff though. So here we go. Lovely. That's that taken care of. Let's grab what we need out of here. Now, modular frames, please. Into here. Really? Oh, I need reinforced iron plates for that. Okay. I can try to work with that. So we'll continue making these here. Let's see, 12 of this. There we go. Modular frames are ready. So we make these here. These will be sorted, taken care of, and that will allow us, hopefully, to build the blade runners. Okie dokie. So, quartz, and build this. Good stuff. Equipment workshop.
Equipped to run faster, jump with greater force, and decrease fall damage that might
Okay, so I should be able to do this. More of these. We need another 2 modular frames. And then we need quartz crystals. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lovely. That's us good. Let's build these, and then we can equip them, and then we're going to be able to run faster, jump higher. And that's also going to combine with our ability to slip and slide and everything, so it's going to make us able to climb hills pretty effectively, I'd say. Let's go ahead and do a sort on this. You can also do a sort. Et voila. I mean, look at that jump, for example. That right there is a nice jump. So, now, sulfur, we've got a whole pile of stuff. We need coal for it, but we could, with the black powder, combine that across, get a whole pile of stuff. But no, not just yet. So, let us set up some of... Oh yeah, we need 6 of these. So once these are set up, then at that point we can have all of our stuff feed into the one. Now, miner mark 1, you are going to feed into here. Except let's go ahead and do a grind check just to see. So you are there. let's build you. Here. And now we can use this just to make sure we're looking the right way with our extractors. So, lovely. There's one, there's two. And we got three there. So I want all of these feeding into the one spot. Over here we got another few. Let's get these samples out of the way. Lovely. And miner mark 1. Build that. Build that. And then we got to go around the side here. No? Oh, it's probably going to be this side then. Okie dokes. Right, so you will feed out this way. And, I guess we're setting up our smelting plant here. So 5 by 5 by 5. And let's see. I want logistics stackable conveyor poles up on some of this stuff. So there's, ooh, you can actually stack them like that. That's nice. Let's have 2 there. Let's build 2 here. And then we'll build 2 here. So, right, that is not enough. We need more iron plates, which should be okay. So, right, this here is, nope, not working. Let's get these instead. Iron plate time. Let's have all this smelter helping ourselves out. You feed into there, and then you into here. You, on the other hand, can I build a stackable one on top of a regular one? Let's see. So you are going to feed from here round to here. You will feed from here to there. I guess at this point, let's do logistics stackable conveyor pole. Build this here. One up. You from here into here. Conveyor belt's too steep. Okay, that has to be a curve apparently. Then we'll have this be straight and go into there. You will then go into here, and you will feed up through to here. So those two should then be able to fit 5 smelters. No, 4 smelters. So let's have you split. You will split, and you are going into here. You are going into here. You will go into here, and you will go into here. So now we can have all these going. Right, first things first, let's set you up iron ingots. Copy, paste, paste, and paste. This will do its thing. So you lot are all going to feed into the one batch. So you go here and connect to that. You will then go to here and connect to that. You can then go to here, and you'll feed these, and you finally will go over to here. So let's get you, I guess, feeding from this. This will feed all of these. And these are going to produce a good few constructed things. I'm thinking reinforced iron plates. We have 2 batches doing screws, 2 batches doing plates. That should hopefully sort us out. So this here, we could load you with a few things, and hopefully that'll feed us enough. So, are we ready? Fresh sip of fix-it bottled water. I'm pretty sure there probably is harm in that. It's not exactly what I'd consider a health drink, but sure. Let's see what our power consumption's like. Max is 146, but our total capacity is 300. Here, we've got this producing 9. Let's dismantle this. And let's let all of this do its thing. So these 4 are going to lead into 4 constructors. You are 1, 2, 3, and we'll build another bit of concrete foundation here. Like this. So that we can build another constructor here. You will go around like this. You can go around like this. You'll go into that, and you'll go into that. So, you will give me iron plates, and you will give me cast screws. Iron plates and cast screws. Both of you are going to feed in to 2 assemblers that we're going to construct right here. You go there, and we need more iron plates. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. So you go to here, and this is the same thing feeding these. You will then feed from this. So you guys are doing your little bit here. 6 and 12, taking 12 seconds, or 18 and 50. More resources spent. You're going to do 50 per minute. So you know what? We're actually going to, just for the sake of this being a little bit more efficient, not wasting a whole pile of resources, we may as well continue with that. And over here, we'll have use connect into here. You connect into here. And then what we would like is a few more reinforced plates. We're going to have to go manually construct those. So, what to do, what to do, what to do. We've got that done. We could do basic steel production. Why not? We'll load up on a bunch of this stuff. So, right. Whole pile of screws online. Lovely. Let's get some of our reinforced plates. Bunch of this here. It'll be good. Now, into here, we can deposit our power slug. We can also get rid of this, these, some of the SAM materials and everything. Get rid of that. And hopefully that should be us all right-ish now. So over here, let's have a look-see. Do we have what we need for the assemblers? No, we don't, because we need rotors now. Because I was a silly biscuit. Here we go. Rotors. I need 4 of these. And assembler. Assemble.
Is a good pioneer.
So you are feeding from that. You are feeding from that. So this here, you're not powered. And let's see. Do we do rotors? Or do we do more plates? 100 per minute and 20 per minute. No, we're going to do the more plates. May as well. So these let's disable this and hook this into there. Wait a minute. Okay, now we got a smelter offline. That's unfortunate. You are missing the wires, really? I thought I had enough wires. I guess I'd loaded just enough. Oh, I see what happened. I didn't have anywhere near enough wires. Okay, that was silly of me. Right. So you dismantle. You are going to connect to here. You'll go to there. And then into this. This, on the other hand, here. You are connecting to too many things. So let's get you dismantled and connected to here. And you'll connect to this. Now, are we all online? Yes, we are. Lovely. So, foundations. We'll do our foundation-y thing here. And let's get that going. So next up is... Ooh, that's tempting. That's very tempting, in fact. Maybe that should be tempting. So, all right, you are going to feed into here, and you will feed into there. And then you feed into here. So this will be our little reinforced plate area. Now, what we need is a dimensional depot. So let's do it. Let's get SAM fluctuators and modular frames on the go. SAM fluctuators, we're going to require reanimated SAM for that. So let's start collecting. I suppose into here we could sort and load a couple of these here in. Go ahead and sort that. We've got copper ore, we've got iron ore and everything, so, you know, maybe we'll just go ahead and stock this up. Let's see. Is this... Okay, that's all the iron ore online. You are not connected to anything at the minute, but you should be. Right, so you need to be connected to this, and you'll connect into this. Right, so that's us online with that. Okay, I think we're good. So that'll do all of its little bits. Now, modular frames. Let's go get some SAM from our thing. We'll deposit some screws now so that we can maximize the amount of SAM we're collecting as well. So over here, let's load in that amount of screws, as well as we might as well get rid of that, and these and that and this and all of this crap, I guess. So now we can go ahead and collect a crap ton of resources now. It's going to be very good for us. We don't have a zip line, but we do have the ability to run, sprint, jump, bounce, all of those things very effectively. So let's continue doing that. Oh no! Grumpy Creature is mad at us for some reason. Just because it's a territorial predator. Us, on the other hand, though, we're just a guy who can zip and zap and zorp all over the place. So let's go ahead and do that. Up we're going. Now let's keep on going. Let me quickly check something here. Just pushing a little refresh on the thing. Yeah, we're good. Alrighty. So, I guess we try and slide our way up. See if we can. Is it possible for us to make it up the hill? So this here way gets us a good ways up this hill, for example. Well, that's a start. Lovely. Handy thing to find. So keep on going around the side, and we can make our way up. Come on, will you work for me? I think, can we? Yes, we managed it. Right. That's good. So, this here way, we'll go along and see what we can get. Let me just check what our power is like. We're consuming 280 at the minute. Okay, so you are chock-a-block. You, we will get to connect to here. You are then going to go over this way. Damn it. You then connect to here. So, you are operational. Let's go ahead and collect. That's us sorted on that. Now, we will go and collect ourselves how much coal have we got? That's like 800. That should be enough to make a decent amount of steel whenever we get access to it. So here is our storage container. Let's take all of it. We'll leave one half stack sort of thing. Wonder, could we have it feeding the constructor? We could, I suppose. Ah, damn it, we don't have the... What do you call it? So yeah, let's load it into something. Where is a Mercersphere? There's bound to be one up there. Oh wait, we've been up there. So let's check up this way. We'll see if we can find a couple of Mercerspheres. Or worst case scenario, just some computers or something like that there. So up here we've gone. Let's keep on going. Okay, that's a big grump. He's not going to be friendly to us. For sure. We know that for a fact. We're also getting into real dangerous territory. So let's try and go up these here kinds of things. And hope to God we don't come across the spider ones. Well, we got this here, which is guarded mostly by the ground ones. We don't even seem to have... Oh wait, we've got space that we could get, like, we could get more Mercerspheres if we knew what we were after. Up on the surface here, let's find out. What is required? Oh, this is just straight up operational. Lovely. Okay, so that's a heavy modular frame. We got cooling system, turbo motor, quick wire, silica. So maybe we ditch the pale berries. Ditch this here. We'll get rid of this SAM. And let's see, quick wire, you're collected. Turbo motor, you'll be helpful. We need 2 more, so you know what? We're not going to need all of this SAM, so let's just go ahead and get rid of it. Down here is going to be another one. Over there, we're going to find like bauxite and everything. Down here we have, what is that? Quick wire, I presume? Quick wire, alclad sheets. That is a fused modular frame. We got more alclad frames, heavy modular frame. No use for all of that at the minute. So let's keep on going and see what we can find. But I think once we get back to base, that's probably going to just be us for the evening. We will do our SAM fluctuators, but that will be kind of the last little bit we work on. For now. These I can go ahead and collect. Okay, so I guess we're getting even fewer bits of SAM than we expected initially. Got the rotors, got hatcher remains, iron plates, More Hatcher remains. Reinforced iron plate, heavy modular frame. Lovely. You require 10 solid biofuel. So maybe let's go ahead and construct that then. Let's drop this down. And we're looking for alien protein. Then we'll do this here. So now, from the alien protein, we create another spitter protein. We get that, and then from this, what do we drop off? What should we drop off? The concrete we can kind of get rid of. So this here, 1, 2, 3. So that'll be us ready to open this. Let's do it. Opens this up. Gets us access to this.
Surface genetic sampling indicates this freighter may have come from a planet run by apes.
Interesting. Planet of apes. Who knew? And right, I guess we go ahead. Let's do a sort. Grab that, and then we can grab these. Let's just check. Do we have anything left to collect? Yes, we do. We've got steel beams, 60 of them. Let's get rid of that. Iron rod. I mean, we have an abundance of all the other, like, reanimated SAM collecting stuff. I mean, not like we've got tons of it, but we've got enough that it will constantly be producing. So we may as well go and gather the stuff that's not going to be... Well, no, that's going to be useful. Because all this stuff at the minute, it's not going to be useful. It's not. So, meantime, let's head on down. We've got that going. Producing those. We just need to get back to our base. And we can also get these here outputting all of our biomass. So let's drop on down. This will keep our power at 200 biofuel, like solid biofuel at a time. So let's destroy the grass. And we're going to swap you to biomass alien protein. So you will expand 4 to produce all of that. And then what I would like is a constructor that is going to be able to automate the production of my reanimated SAM. So down here, grab some of these here reinforced plates. Muchos danke. Ooh, 118 available now. Oh, there you are. Okay, well, that's nice. So that will do its thing. I guess we're going to have to produce it here, and then we just send it down? Maybe? Excuse me. Right, so reanimated SAM, we could be producing that. You know what? Let's go ahead and get a crap ton of this. Now, Hatcher protein, we'll get this doing its thing. And you can go ahead and produce that now. And reanimated SAM. See you. Let's do your thing. Okay, right. And organization. So this will constantly keep us loaded up with that, which is just what we're after. So down here, let's go. Set a hard drive to start researching. Load in routers. You can load in more wires as well. Lift out all this crap. Go ahead and sort that. And down here, what do we need for more technology? So upgrade speed would be better. We need 3 and 47. I would rather have quicker upload speed than more expansion. Just initially. And then manual depot uploader like that there. We need 3, 17, and 29. So let's get the 29 we need for that. This will be our thing. What do we need? Okay, so we need wire for that there. That's going to be our big thing. May as well clear out our inventory of reanimated SAM. And then we'll grab a bunch of wire, use that to make the SAM fluctuators, and add it to our little scanner thing. Actually, the scanner thing is a good idea. We should get a scanner. Let's see about the possibility of that. Over here, let's grab this lot. And drop on down. So you here. Got all that sort of stuff. Right, load this in. We load the sulfur. Don't need to worry about... Actually, tell you what, yep, we'll drop those off as well. And in here, we're going to construct all of this. So we're not quite going to have enough. But we may as well, actually, while we're here, it's going to take 8 seconds to do it, but this here is uploading. Okay, we can upload a Mercer sphere instead. That's going to be an upgrade to the stockpile. Upgrade our, or like upload our hard drives. Then we'll upload our this. And now we can start uploading this stuff. So every 4 seconds, we will upload one more of that. Let's get our modular frames uploaded. Then we'll upload steel pipes. And this here, okay, swap these around. Silica, we've also got a crap ton of that. So, swap all of these around. So they're all doing their thing. Right. You out of there. And instead you're going to start uploading that. Then these. Then I would like the limestone taken care of. Let's get some routers uploaded. And that should be us. Say. Lovely stuff. It's looking very pretty at the minute. So, workshop, let's build an object scanner. And it's going to replace the chainsaw on our belt thing, so that while we're here, we can look for more Mercer spheres. And pray to God it works for us. Let's load those in, all of this stuff. Go ahead and sort this. We also can get rid of our cabling and our wiring and copper sheets. We'll sort this. And now, Mercer spheres. Let's do a quick little sweep. And then that's going to be us, because we are going to set, you know what, Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Timer for how long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Starting now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Mercer sphere time. Let's go and collect it wherever it is up here. Oh, yes, it's in the cave thing down below, I think. Oh, not quite. Right, that was... Nope. Okay, so yeah, I think we have to go in through... Ah, here we go. This is us inside now. Lovely.
The effigy has no song, only echoes, but it is part of a river. Why does the effigy avoid the windows?
Attention. Your brain's operations are outside typical parameters. Time spent daydreaming will be deducted from your sustenance budget.
Wow. If you daydream, they don't let you eat. How delightfully fair of them.
Look through the window and witness a thread.
Okay then, Mr. Buddy Boy. Lovely. That's that. Grab this and this. There's another Mercer sphere sorted. Grab some sulfur while we're here. Okay, took a second to update, but that's okay. So, maybe if we head on up this way, there's going to be more. No, you know what? We'll just leave it be. We're going to go back, and that's going to be us for the evening, because I am in the office tomorrow, and I should definitely get some sleep. Just because, yeah, it's probably going to be a decently long day tomorrow in the office, and then back home. But tomorrow night, we're going to be starting The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. And I don't know exactly what we're going to be playing it as. So let's tunk down to here. We got all this stuff. Nice. We need wire and we need steel pipes. So why not? Let's get all of these. In fact, we're going to upload the whole lot of them all. That's what we're going to do. So that we have one of absolutely everything in this depot. So up to here, boom. Lovely. 3, 14, 2, 5, 1. Let's move you to here. 1, 3, 10, 21, 6, 17, and 11. And yeah, we'll get our chainsaw uploaded as well. Why not? So let's swap these so they're at least in the same order, like a logical top to bottom kind of order. And yep, you swap to there. You are going to go over to here. You will swap with this. You'll swap with this. Okay, I think that looks like us. Time to check what our research got us access to. Alexa, stop. What do we got? Steamed copper sheet? Nope. Or stitched iron plate? Ooh, tempting. Rescan. Fine concrete. This right here. This is going to be handy. So let's choose that. And we'll set our new one. Nope, we won't. We're going to instead just save. And this is going to be Streamlands. So, meantime, thank you very much for tuning in. I will be back on tomorrow. Let's go ahead and switch over to the NC. Oh, hasn't loaded everything just yet. Bit of a bork on its end, but what odds? So, meantime, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow evening for a bit more Oblivion Remastered. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bye-bye.